welcome to Faces by TJ SRQ. I'm TJ Henry. I'm a registered nurse and micropigment specialist, and I have Margie here with me today. I have already done Margie's eyebrows before, but we're going to extend them a little bit. She feels like they need to be a little bit longer.
I do love them though.
Oh, I know.
I love them.
Yes, well, good. I'm happy. But I wanted to let you know a little bit about what the procedure is about. And basically I use the SofTap method. It is a method that is all done by hand. It's not your classic microblading that's out there today. It's something I've been doing for 28 years. I do the same hair strokes, same fill, only my implementation is a little bit different. I'm walking it in from behind. It goes a little bit deeper into the dermis, and you'll get a full 3 to 5 years out of the procedure without it changing any colors, because I use minerals. I do not use, coming from Santa Cruz, California, it's really important that everything was organic and natural, and so my products are, and so they won't fade out to orange, blue, gray, green, all the different colors that, you know, people back in the day 30 years ago didn't know any different. They used tattoo ink. So nowadays we've got some pretty awesome products out there. So I'm going to have Margie lay down, and I use all disposable needles, but I've already broke this out because you can only imagine it's our first video and I've done a take already. So I use everything that's disposable, and what we're going to do here, let me put my glasses on, you might want to have me see, is extend her brow just a little bit further down to the end of her eyebrow hair. And basically I do that by dipping my utensil, which is not an X-Acto knife. It is just prongs at the end of my handle. And I stretch the skin and I start to do hair strokes. And we'll go over to the other side because I kind of finished this one already and it looks pretty darn good. How you doing in there?
Doing great.
Awesome.
The hair strokes is a newer technique, but it makes it look even more natural because it mimics actual hair strokes.
It does.
So it looks just like hair.
And so sometimes initially, especially if you don't have hair on your eyebrows, it'll look like it's completely a full color. But I always use more than one color when I go to do eyebrows. I am only using one color today because I'm just extending it a little bit, but because there's variance in our hair, we aren't just one color. So when it heals and it sloughs off a little bit, you'll start to see the hair strokes behind it and the variance in depth of color. I'm just going to do a couple more little pokes here, and we're going to go to the other side. So can you tell everybody what it kind of feels like?
It feels almost like you're plucking my eyebrows. It's like about as uncomfortable as that. It's really not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, let's go get this guy. I'm gonna go this way so I don't interrupt the video man over there.
Well, and I just want to say that as someone who's been in the healthcare field for as long as I have, the reason why I come to people like TJ is because of her nursing background. She understands the skin. She understands the dermis. She understands what to do to keep everything clean and sterilized, and
That's important.
You don't want to go to someone who doesn't know those things if you're having an invasive procedure on your face. You just really have to trust them.
Well, thank you. I like to think I'm super trustworthy. So again, I am just creating hair strokes as I go along here, just to extend it a little longer for her. Basically, it's like scratching it into the skin. I'm not pulling it through, so you don't have that super uncomfortable feeling. And I've been doing the microblading technique like this for, like I said, 28 years in the field. Well, I might want to go a little bit up here too, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
I just saw another.
And she's a perfectionist too,
yeah,
which is great.
Unfortunately. I drive everybody crazy, especially if I hang out with you after.
Yeah.
You know, if I run into you somewhere and I don't like what I see, I'm like, you gotta come see me again. It's kind of a joke when I go, okay, well, you're done. Oh, no, you're not quite done yet.
But for those who have never had permanent makeup on, it is a fabulous treat. You wake up with makeup. You don't have to worry about
I like that. I like that.
You don't have to worry about your brows coming off or your eyeliner smudging because you have allergic eyes, or it's just fabulous,
And
especially in warm climates.
Well, I'll tell you what, here in Florida, yeah, sweat proof. Everything, it's, the humidity here is quite a big deal, actually.
Yes, it is.
But I got into this permanent makeup thing because I went to a wedding once in California, and fortunately didn't bring my eyebrow pencil with me, and it was a little warm that day, and I ended up wiping my brows off, and I was kind of not too happy about having half an eyebrow as I walked around. But fortunately for me, a friend of mine said, I think you'd be really good at that. So she told me about the school, and the rest is history. The SofTap school. I don't like using machines on the face because really, oh yeah, I want to put a little more in here. Because really, the skin is so thin that there's no reason to use anything harsher than just tapping the color in by scratching, basically. Scratching it in.
Well, and the first time I had permanent makeup, I had it done by a machine, and that was excruciating. This is nothing compared to that.
And I have to tell you, what I have found is that most people say that with machines, and I have actually experienced it myself, it takes longer for some reason, and I can be in and out and do a brow in 45 minutes, maximum. I just find that I have more control, and I can go as fast as I want. I'm not relying on getting it positioned. There you go. I think we're done with that.
I think so